Okay, hello. Hola, mi cara madre. This video officially marks the launch of us as the status directive, as the directive influence upon the operative status initiative. This technique, I suppose you could say, is it's kind of an active protocol for the initiative. It's a fourth unwritten protocol, you could say, but it's an active protocol, a technique that we've adopted. Myself and the founding members have adopted, and we have the three protocols: do not cause harm unless you're defending yourself or others. Do not tell lies unless it's necessary to prevent harm. Do not cause divisions unless you are keeping harmful or fraudulent influences away from yourself or from others you care about, and separating those that require reformation from those who either have it or don't need it. This fourth one is a technique that we use to preserve those protocols and to preserve the integrity of ourselves as we move along. This is for initiates especially because they're going to need it. Now, operatives should not really require this so much, but it is for our operatives. And mind you, an operative, to me, an operative of the initiative, what this word represents is that you are awake, you are aware, you are living hand in hand with the world at large, that you see what's happening, you're aware of the cues that are given to you, you're able to follow your own lead, you are walking the wayless road, and you see the path, you see the invisible path. Um, but there are various levels to queuing, even for those that started training with me that have been with us since the beginning. Even you guys, there are various levels to queuing and to spotting that you just even I was not aware of until recently. So there are things that you guys are missing. There's things that you could pick up on, and I know that you feel like you don't have enough time for it sometimes, or maybe you don't have the energy for it. But when it's said that God will not ask of you what you cannot handle, or will only give you that which you are ready for, to me, what that translates as in my everyday experience is that if the world gives you a cue, the world gives you a direction, it's going to provide you what you need. If you take that cue, it's going to give you not only the energy and the tools required to follow that lead and to get that task done, to accomplish that goal, but it's going to actually reward you for taking the lead and for doing it. The more that you do this, you're going to build up more and more and more energy. You're going to feel better and better and better, and it's going to become easier and smoother and faster. And you will actually wind up accumulating time that you will want to spend doing more because it becomes addictive. It's that good. This is the drug of choice here. But for the most part, if I'm calling you an operative right now, it means that I trust you. I trust you both personally, professionally, and I trust you in the sense that I feel as though I'm not going to have to invest a whole hell of a lot of time and effort and energy into continuously reminding you of who and what you are and what you are in fact capable of doing. No. All the operatives here are people that I chose. The founding members were involved with picking some of the people, and of course they had their opinions, but for the most part, for all intents and purposes, they trust my decision, and they trust in my judgment, and they'll respect the decisions that I make, and not without good reason, because I do in fact know what I'm doing. I've been to where we're going, and I can get us back there. But you guys here, the directive, be you an operative or an initiate, some of you still initiates, but I have I have handpicked you, not because some of us are old friends or because, I like you for certain reasons, because you're most qualified, because you are the ones that are necessary to get this job done. And we do need to get this job done. So while you're not forced to work very hard at it if you don't want to, but I promise you, if you do it, you're going to want to. You're going to want to do it, and it's going to feel good, and you have a purpose here. And I didn't pick you for no reason. There's a reason that you're here. There's a reason you stuck around long enough for me to pick you. There's a reason you accepted that request. We're here together for this purpose, and this is where we stand. This is where we begin. As it stands, there are no dividers between any of us. Nothing, that's going to cause for us to be separated. And it's come to light recently that some of us have had issues with each other in the past. But as it stands, there's nothing dividing us, no deal breakers going on. And, some of us have had troubles with others in the past. I've had troubles with some of you in the past. That goes. That's gone. That does not matter. We start here. We start here from the boundary and work our way back into our world. Here at the boundary being at the very edge. Some of you who answered the questions that Boob and I and Megan came up with, some of you answered that question and you've already provided your answers. And if you don't understand what the answers are or what it means, I'm going to give it to you right now. The only place you will ever be is here. You can't get out. No matter what you do, you're always going to be here. Time is now. It's always going to be now. There's nothing you can ever do to alter that. You are always going to be in the now. Now plus here equals nowhere. We are all one. It's all of us, and we are acting as one because we are, in fact, one entity in ultimate reality. And all plus one is alone. These are that's where you move to the edge of your understanding. The boundary is the edge of our comprehension. It's not the edge of the universe. There is no edge to the universe. The universe wraps into itself. We'll get to that later, but that's lesson. That's not really training, but it's resource information. And it's helpful. Someday you're going to be able to see four dimensions, and things are going to get pretty wacky then when you get inside on the joke. You'll see. But now plus here equals nowhere. All plus one equals alone. And this is the proof. This is evidence right there that we are in fact that thing. We are one entity in the middle of the void existing. Acting as one, the directive, and thereby the initiative. We are moving through the void and we are creating our own world. And from this point on, anything in the past is scratched. It's no longer relevant. If you have good things to share, lessons from the past, keep that. Do what you want with it. But any problems you might have had, they're gone. We do not have any problems. We do not have any issues. And we watch out for each other. We take care of each other. And we are working together at all times. You and I and everybody else, we're a family here. Now, that protocol, that technique is to be used when you run into trouble. When you feel like something's got you or something in the past is dragging you or you face a surmounting challenge, scratch it. Use the scratch maneuver. Now here, move on. From that point forward, whatever challenge is presented becomes an opportunity for you to shine as a brand new person. Take that opportunity as often as you can. Now, personally for me, I would like to clear up my own past here. Take this opportunity to do that because for the sake of visibility, which is ultimately what we're teaching here, visibility. We need visibility as the initiative, as a whole. We need to be seen. We need the world to see us. We need the world at large. We need the people of the world. We need the world to be able to see who and what we really are because the world is our ally. We follow protocol. From this point forward, we follow protocol. If you maintain that, you will be taken care of. The world will take care of you. We will succeed as a unit. I cannot guarantee anything for anyone that does break protocol. Be honest with each other, be honest with yourself, be open and honest, and don't hurt things, don't damage. Unless you absolutely have to, you know. World's not going to tell you don't defend yourself. That martyr shit by sacrificing yourself not to fight back is bullshit. We're going to fight back. We're going to win. We're going to win. Now, we need to maintain visibility as a whole. So be honest with yourself, with everybody, and let's keep that under wraps. Let's be good people. We're gonna be the best that we can be. We're gonna be excellent. The world's gonna have no reason to doubt us. And the actual world, the God entity, is going to be at our back at all times, watching out for us, helping us, working with us. That I promise you. But my own past, there's a few things that I feel bad about, that I feel guilty about, that I'd like to let loose now, because it's things that I haven't told people for the most part. When I was a kid, I was a young kid, I chased down a bird. I chased down a bird that couldn't fly, and I kicked it and I killed it. And to this day, I still feel like that's one of the most horrible things that I could ever have done, and I'm like, I'll never be able to make up for it. It's horrible thing. It's a stupid kid, and it was a really stupid, shitty thing to do. I'm always gonna feel bad for that. Getting older, when we were into drugs and such, experimenting, we had a friend, a blind friend, who was a really good guy. He had a lot of hardships in life, of course, obviously, but he was a very good person despite them, and we all loved him very much. Um, he later went on to commit suicide, though, and we lost him for the most part. But I stole marijuana from him often because he couldn't, and it was taking advantage of him not being able to see at the same time, but also stealing from a friend. And I'm not going to say that that's, reasoning for him to have done what he did, but I have to always think, maybe if I had been a better friend, if I had been a better person than him, then I guess that's a drive. That's a motivational drive. But later on, when I was in school in old Brooklyn at the shitty delinquent school for gang members, uh, this kid who was like, he got jumped into Detroit, so he was hot shit, ran his mouth a lot, and I kind of fucked with him, and I pushed him, and I egged him on because he was a jackass, and he tried to jump me in the parking lot outside school, and I won. I mean, I had training by then. It wasn't really a question of whether I was in trouble there. I mean, if he had pulled a weapon, there might have been an instant danger, but I won the fight, of course. But then I had people egging me on, telling me to hurt this kid, and jump him, kick his ass, beat his ass, and I did. I let the peer pressure get to me, and I felt good about it too at the time. And during it, I felt bad. I knew that I was doing wrong, but I hurt this kid really bad. I hurt him a lot, and it was really, really awful of me to do. And there's other fights I got in where I hurt people maybe a little bit more than I needed to, and I don't know. But then moving up to throughout, when I was in trouble, when I was homeless, I I didn't do anything that I would consider breaking protocol, but I did I took advantage of people in the sense that I needed people a lot, and I kind of used people for support that maybe didn't want to support me, didn't want to help me, and I leaned on them a lot, and I know that they hated me for it, and some part of them still hates me for it, but I was shit out of luck, and there's really nothing I could do at the time. I could have tried harder, but it wasn't my decision. Then, moving up to just recently, I had a falling out with one of our people that was really very close to me, and I loved them dearly. I do love them very dearly, and one of my favorite people in the world, regardless of anything that's happened, always will be. and I said things about them to somebody else that were just horrible, obnoxious things, and some of you know what I'm talking about. Uh, I'm not going to say who or what was said, but some of you know, and you know how bad I felt about that, and I do feel so horrible about it. It was probably, I think, one of the worst things I've ever done in my whole life, and I'm going to spend as much time as I can making up for that. Promise. And that is, well, there's the thing with our operator, our former operator. I could have handled that better, but ultimately I couldn't allow for them to continue sabotaging us. I could have just I could have taken the role of operator and I could have left them with membership, but it was the things that they did were not unforgivable but unreconcilable. These things can never be fixed. Irreplaceable times that were stolen from me and from you. Uh, the potentiality of what could have happened had things gone otherwise would have been very, very amazing for you guys as well. You have no idea. There were already plans in motion. There were already things happening that you guys were unaware of. But things that could have happened that would have been really amazing. But we are where we are for a reason. I'm happy that we're here. We're all together. And anything, all these things that I've done in the past, those are the things that mark my soul. And I'm telling you right now, putting it out to anyone who's going to watch this, I'm very sorry for all of it, but it's scratched now. I'm not, we're going to leave these things behind. We're going to leave our differences behind. We're going to work together. We are going to fight negativity, division. We're going to fight the evil influences upon the world, and we are going to win. We're going to unite our people, and we're going to come across people that we have differences with, religious communities, other spiritual enterprises. We're going to come across that may seem odd as long as they're not a cult or gang members. And by gang members, I don't mean general criminal influences. I mean, people that like had to kill somebody to get in, that sort of thing. Gang members that are cruel and hurtful and continuously breaking the will of others. I trust that if I'm calling you an operative, I'm pretty sure that you got eyes that can spot a bad apple. So, you know what I mean. Cultists, gang members, actual terrorists, evil influences like the people that are running our government, for example, that are decidedly doing damage to all of us. These people, and I consider them cultists too. Um, these people require reformation. We can reform them, but you're not going to work with any cults or any gangs. That's not going to happen. And either they reform or we divide them from us. We're eliminating the values that are making us sick. We are a surgical team coming into the world to eliminate, remove the cancerous tumors that are making our global community ill. That's our task. That is our directive. And that is how we will direct our initiative, which belongs to us now, the new foundation. All of you here watching this, the directive, you are part of the foundation now. So let's build it strong. Let's move on from here. Our world, Kila Salai, our home. Let's make it our paradise, just as it always should be, just as it really is behind the scenes. Terveune Siari. So all move forward together as one. Scratch the past. Move on. Namaste. Every single one of you. I see the potentiality, and I see the wonder, and I see the God in you. Just like I see it in me. And so, I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person. Lord knows I've been a shady fucker in the past. But I see the God in me, and I'm capable of expressing it now. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that if you feel like you can. If you feel like you're not up to par, I'm going to give you everything you need to do that, and we are going to succeed together. So, chin up, fucking hearts open. Kila Salai Teriuni Siari. Nama fucking stay, my people. Love you all. Later.